So here's one that you might enjoy. This is kind of amusing. Let's take a look. Woman denied emotional support peacock on United flight. Look at that beautiful peacock. They are gorgeous birds, I gotta say. Birds of a feather may flock together, but United Airlines recently shot down one traveler's request to bring her emotional support peacock on a flight departing Newark Liberty International Airport. Live and Let Fly reported earlier this week that even though the unidentified woman claimed that she had a second ticket for the peacock, the airline denied her request. And there's a cell phone video of the bird. A spokesperson for United further tells Fox News that the travelers with the peacock were told they would not be able to bring it on board. This animal did not meet guidelines for a number of reasons, including its weight and size. We explained this to the customers on 3 separate occasions before they arrived at the airport, said United in a statement. Well, you can't fix stupid. Photos of the unusual scene were shared to Facebook by travel talk show The Jet Set, sparking online commenters to both condemn and champion United's decision. And The Jet Set said, "What? We're discussing emotional support animals on an upcoming episode. Visit www.thejetset.tv to find your local time and station. We'll be discussing situations much like this emotional support peacock recently spotted at Newark International Airport. Although the bird did have its own seat, it was denied boarding. Video of the bird's arrival here." Unbelievable. This has to stop now, one user wrote. I'll take the majestic peacock over the 5+ dogs that have attacked my coworkers just this past holiday season, another supposed airline staffer fired back. Yeah, wait till we get to the end of this video. We'll see if that holds true. If she'd rather have the peacock. The news comes on heels of Delta's controversial crackdown of emotional support and service animals. On January 19, the airline announced forthcoming restrictions in hopes of curbing an abusive policy and an 84% increase in ill animal behavior, such as urinating, defecating, biting, and attacks on flights. Yep, and there's Miss Stupid with the beautiful peacock that does not belong in an airport. Effective March 1, Delta's new rules require those flying with emotional support or psychiatric service animals to submit a veterinarian health form and immunization record to Delta within 48 hours notice. Actually, it's one or the other. It's not both. Fox News reports, a doctor's note, signed veterinarian health form, and proof of animal training will additionally now have to be presented before boarding. No, proof of training doesn't have to be presented. In a previous video, we looked at what the forms want. A person can sign the forms themselves. There's no proof of anything going on. Further, as of March, Delta will not allow exotic emotional support animals, including ferrets, insects, spiders, goats, or animals with tusks or hooves to fly. Well, they're going to have to let mini horses, because mini horses are considered service animals, so they're going to have to allow that. United has recently confirmed to Fox News that they are reevaluating their current support animal policies. United is dedicated to providing convenient and comfortable service to all of our customers. We know that some customers require an emotional support animal to assist them through their journey. In order to ensure we provide the best service to everyone on board our flights, consistent with government rules, we currently require these customers to provide documentation from a medical professional and at least 48 hours advance notice, they said via email. Well, that's been the way for years for emotional support and psychiatric service animals. In our effort to better balance protecting our employees and customers while accommodating passengers with disabilities, we are reviewing our existing policy and plan to share more soon. Told you, the minute somebody pulled this, that they were all going to try to follow suit. Luckily, that it's probably not going to fly. Excuse my pun. It's not going to work under the current rules. So they're going to get smacked down, most likely, on most of it anyway. Anyway, let's talk about it now. So, first off, the reason beyond the size, beyond the fact that it's a bird, beyond all of that, the reason you don't want this creature on an air flight is as follows. Go ahead and take a look. That, my friends, is a mating call. It's also the call they use when they're distressed. Being on an airplane and all the weird sensations, the takeoff, all of that, that is going to put a peacock in a distress mode. So, for the duration of the flight, however long the flight is, so you would have that echoing off the inside of a metal tube, which is otherwise known as an airplane. It would be so piercing and so loud, because I've been around these guys. It would be so piercing and so loud that you wouldn't be able to talk to each other. You wouldn't be able to even think. My service dog is whimpering. Just hearing it on the computer, just kind of whimpering. It's loud and it's distressing, and oh my God, make it stop. Yeah. So, supposed airline staffer, you sure you'd rather have this than an obnoxious dog? Little dog, usually? Are you sure you want this instead? I don't think so. You don't want the obnoxious dog either, but you certainly don't want this. You know, take me away Calgon time. Yeah, definitely for this one. You don't want this. Trust me, you don't want this. Oh, and peacocks, because we bought a pair, my ex-boyfriend, we bought a pair for his parents. They couldn't keep them. Why? Peacocks can fly like robins fly, unless you've trimmed their wings, and they run like the wind. They're big, but they run really fast. Catching them was a huge deal. And they were jetting all over the neighborhood, screaming and running around and getting into people's gardens. Oh, it was a mess. It was a huge mess. So even if the bird's wings are trimmed, it can't fly. That doesn't mean it isn't going to jet off or wherever they perch it in the plane and go, they can still somewhat fly low. Doesn't mean they aren't going to start flapping their wings, beating people with their wings in their attempt to run around and get away from what's distressing them. And the poop. People who have chickens or turkeys will know exactly what I'm talking about. The poop. They have different kinds of poop. They have the white poop, which for a bird that big is in copious amounts. Copious amounts. Every bit as destructive as a dog messing on the floor, probably more so. And then they have the more solid poops that are kind of mushy. They're blackish and they're kind of mushy. And then there's the more solid, darker poops. And a thing about birds, because I raise birds, a thing about the poultry type birds. When they're upset, when they're distressed, they poop a lot more. That's kind of one of their defense mechanisms, is to poop frequently. You know, just keep squirting it out. Yeah. Yeah, talk about Nightmare Above Elm Street. Yeah. So anyway, after my discussion about unsavory things, um, United denying the peacock falls under the current ACAA rules, which allows them to ban exotic animals. Peacock is considered an exotic animal, although maybe a chicken, a hen might be okay. They cluck, but they're not that loud. And, you know, although, you know, when mine out back, if they see something, hear something, get distressed, sometimes I can hear them all the way in the house. They do this squall thing that they do. Roosters, you know, the crow isn't as bad as the squalling if they get disturbed, distressed. Uh, Little bantams, little chickens, they have little, you know, crow, but if they get upset and distressed, which is likely to happen on a plane, they're gonna start that distress call, and that's pretty loud. Um, yeah, United was justified under ACAA rules in denying the peacock, you know, and like I keep saying, it's like a mantra for me. Some people are profoundly stupid. They were told 3 different times before arriving at the airport that they weren't gonna be allowed on the flight. Um, what about that did they not understand? So they get there to the airport and they're not allowed on the flight. Hello? Anyway, God, some people are just profoundly stupid. They're just what their elevator doesn't go all the way to the top and the penthouse is empty. I gotta tell you. Anyway, I thought you guys would find this kind of amusing. You know, disturbing, but kind of amusing too. And United, you know, they've said they're considering new rules too. So, yeah, it's going to get real interesting in a big hurry now. You know, I'll keep doing videos as things come up, but it's going to get real interesting in a hurry now. Just thank God I don't often have to fly, because oh wow. Yeah, wow. Anyway, till the next video. Bye.